Recording in
Good
progress.
evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second online workshop of the Sri Lanka AI Challenge 2025. I'm Amsana Sandit Kumar, and I'm thrilled to be your host as we dive into another powerful AI concept. Just a quick reminder of what this journey is all about. The Sri Lanka AI Challenge 2025 is the country's leading AI competition for undergraduates, organized by AI Driven Sri Lanka in collaboration with IEEE Young Professional Sri Lanka and Challenge Sphere Sri Lanka. This year's theme focuses on AI agents that are capable of solving real world problems through reasoning, learning, and interaction. We've got a full roadmap ahead. Team registration, learning sessions like today's, hands-on coding challenges, mentoring rounds, and of course, the finals. Now let's get into today's session. Implementing Retrieval Augmented Generation. RAG is a game-changing approach that bridges the gap between search and generation. It allows AI models to access external knowledge in real time and generate more accurate, context-rich responses. This technique is incredibly useful in building smarter, more responsive AI agents, and today's session will give you the tools to start experimenting with it. If you have any questions, please use the Slido link or QR code we have shared earlier to send them in. We go through them during the Q&A session. And yes, stick around, that's short quiz at the end. Worth 10 points towards your selection round. We are honored to welcome Ms. Ishani Udeshika, a data scientist from 24/7 to lead today's session. With her background in applied AI industry driven research, she's the perfect guide for this deep dive into RAG. Ms. Ishani, we are excited to have you here. The floor is all yours.
Okay, hi everyone. Hope I'm audible and visible.
You're audible,
Hello.
ma'am, and you're also visible.
Okay, thanks. Okay, now can you see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am, you can see your screen right now.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Everyone, unmute and say good evening. Then I can do my session. It's very energetic.
Good evening.
Okay, now today we have around 100 of participants, right? Okay, today I'm going to introduce, I'm going to implement in the retrieval augmented generation. I believe most of the them are aware about this topic, but today I'm going to step by step how to implement your own chatbot and all the things using the RAG application. Okay, before going that, I will briefly introduce about myself. I'm Ishani Udeshika. I am currently working as a data scientist at Zone 24/7. And also, I'm a trainer in the PDU at the IIT University. And also, currently, I am reading my my master's degree is applied statistics. And also, I completed my bachelor's degree is applied mathematics and computing from University of Jaffna. And also, I'm a Microsoft certified Azure data scientist. Okay, that's all about from my end. To myself. Okay, then here we can start. Okay, what is an LLM? I want to know about how many are know about the large language model, and also I believe some other students are try this application, that's large language models and all the things, can raise your hand to get some idea about the audience. Okay. Okay, those are know about the large language model. Okay, uh, you can down your hands and then raise your hand. How many are have tried this large language model using this RAG or something? AI models. Okay, yeah, so many is there, right? Hmm. Okay, thanks. Fine. Okay, good. It's an energetic audience I have today. Then here we go. Okay, what is an LLM model? Large language model. Uh, can someone tell me, Anmi can tell me what is the large language model? We have over 100 participants and participants today. Okay, then I will explain. Oh, yes. What is an LLM? Large language model is a kind of AI model. AI models and also is a language model. What is the language model? Language models means what is the we have to communicate some we have to chat or we have to communicate kind of things. Those kind of things we have to categorize as a language model. So large language, what is the large language model? It's a AI model and also it's a language model. Why we are telling it's a large language model? So that's a ChatGPT, everything's there, and so many large language models today we have. Right? That's basic. Everyone knows about the ChatGPT. Okay. Then we move to the slide. Train on a large public data set. How your experience is a ChatGPT is before that's 2 years ago. How you experience it that ChatGPT? Now it's okay. Now it's a very trained model. Before 2 years ago, okay, it's later. Before, how you experience with that language model, the ChatGPT? Some confusing parts also there and kind of things also there. So some limitations and some challenges, some issues also there. So actually, this is a large language model trained with the large amount of public data. Uh, that's training the vast majority of data use the trained state of the art large language models are text scraped of the publicity available internet resources. If you try something like no, it's a before that's a before 2 years ago, we tried to search all the things with a Google search, but today we don't need a Google search. We can search all the things, ask any questions in the ChatGPT, then ChatGPT will provide your answers accurately. Most time they give that accurately. Okay, these are the examples for the large language models. I believe you also aware about that. That's OpenAI and Gemini, DeepSeek, Llama. It's provides a Meta, and also Quinn. I think that's most of them know about the OpenAI models. Okay, large language models. How big? Actually, it's really big. Okay, that's large language model. It's a combination of the data and also architecture and also training power. parts. Then it's build a large language model. You know, it's a large language model, also kind of AI model, and also it's a language model. So it's how big? It's really big. So that's why we say it's large language model. Okay, we have large number of data, and also that's a special thing is the architecture. That's architecture is a 2016. That's a Google provides one research paper. It's all about the transformers. I believe you also heard about that's what is the transformers. That's attention all you need. That is their research paper topic. So actually, they provided the limitation of the previous, there's a traditional models and how they overcome those kind of things. They provide the one architecture. It's a transformer architecture. That is the turning point of the large language model. How to become that? This research paper released in the 2016. Then after that's 2022, it's the provide the ChatGPT and all the things that they introduce. Then after now, it's really in fact for our jobs and other things, all things they challenge for us also. Okay, then training part is also there, and also we are talking about that's how that's a pre-train, how to pre-trains those kind of things, and also what is the limitation those pre-trains areas, those kind of things we have to discuss here. Okay, that's a transform architecture is the it's base of that large language models. You know about that ChatGPT also. Uh, uh, pre-trains transformer architecture also they also use that one. Okay, what is the limitation of the large language model? I want to ask the audience why, before going to that, today we are going to learn about the RAG. Before going that, you have to know about why we are going to use the RAG. And also, what is the limitation for the large language models? We know we have large language models. What are the limitations we have to face with the large language model? Anyone give me answers in the chat also? It's not a not say as unmute and not say. No need to say. So give a answer in the chat. Okay, the knowledge cutoff. What is the knowledge cutoff? Knowledge cutoff means there's a ChatGPT mini one also. That's a training date. They have mentioned it here. That's mean they provided their training day. That's all the they are using some training data, and that training data they only use some kind of limit. That's only that day. After that, you know that's a database and other things time to time updating. Then how we are going to answer those questions from that? That's a trained model. They answer those or not? They will answer those informations to us or not. They will give or not. Think about today. Now that's 6 p.m. We have trained one model. Then after some kind of things happening after 6 p.m. Then your model is answers after that scenarios or not. Gemini, yes. Okay, but why yes? They have provided one things like one approach. They have provided what is that approach to give that answers. The concept exhibitory. Yeah, yes, that's the things. That's they now they use the Google search, so that's why they answer the questions. Okay, that's all things. But my question, so the next question is, then you have some personal data. Okay, now you have to train your model, you have model, or then after you have to train. Think about you have one database. This database is time to time updating. Then after your company or any kind of things, you have trained one model. Then after time to time your database is updating. Then after your pre-trained model, that's a large language model, is enough or not? Okay. I am asking, a large language model is enough or not? Not enough, because that's a limited time, that's a training data is there. So after that, updating those kind of things, how we are going to answer it? That's a questions, that's a limitation we have. Now we are going to explain about what is the kind of, let's say, what is the solution for that. Okay, then here we go. Okay, then time to time you have to train your model. Okay, that's the one thing you have to do. Okay, that's a training. If you're going to training one model, what is the basic things you need? Do you need? Its data is there. Okay. After that, other things you can do. It's your local computers. No, you can't, because you have 50,000 or kind of thing GPUs you need, because these are how big, it's really big. So that's why we can't do with our local. That's a computational power. We have large amount of computational power we want. Okay, then after, another thing is fine tune. Okay, now tomorrow, no, day after tomorrow, you have another session is the fine tuning. Then can you tell me, anyone tell me about, then you have to do a fine tuning. Okay, we don't need to training the model. We have a one model. Then after you have to do a fine tuning. Fine tuning also have one limitation. What is the limitation? Think about, you have one trained model. Then after you can do the fine tuning nowadays. You know that some of the libraries and all the things we have. That's a tomorrow, day after tomorrow, you can do that's a practical one also. Okay, then before that, I want to ask you a question. If you're going to do a fine tuning also, then what is the limitation if you're going to face? Same thing. What's that? Yes. Yes, that's the same thing. So that's a continuously updating, but we can't do the fine tuning continuously, because took some more hours and all those kind of things. Then after that, hours is also updating, continuously updating, right? So that's why this fine tuning is not a good solution to this our real time data retrieval part. So then cost wise, is a training is a more cost part we have to do. Then after fine tuning, after that, it's a very cost effective one is the RAG applications we have to use. Then easy to use, and also that everyone can use that one. So today I will explain about that, and I will try with you. Then you can get idea about how actually it is easy. Okay. Any questions up to now? If you have any questions, unmute and ask. All right. Then at the end of the session, we can discuss. Okay. Now we have to do a quick demo. Before going that, I need to ask from you. You have installed Python, and if you have used the Visual Studio Code, because today I do that practical one in your Visual Studio Code. Any challenges? You guys do with me or not? මට තනියම කරන්න දීලා ඔහෙ බලන් ඉන්නවද මත් එක්ක කරනවද? Can you raise your hand if you're going to do with me? Okay, let's do our demo. Okay, before going that, I will share one link. Do you know about the Grok? Okay, before starting that demo, I will explain those things also. We have a Grok. That's a Grok is we kind of interface we can communicate with large language model. Okay, that Grok is provide one API for every individual can get an API. That API, what is the API means? Can you anyone can tell me about what is the APIs? Do I need to explain that what is the API? API means one method we can communicate with each other. If you think about, you have the software. That software also has a front end and back end. Front end means your UI part, and also you have the logic parts also they are in the back as a back end. Then back end and the UI, how to communicate with that's a API is doing the most valuable work for that. That's a communicate with front end and back end. Similar things which happen. That's Grok keys provide the API key for us. That API key communicate with the models. That's a large language models. That's a pre-trained models is there. That's a, if you want to use the Llama index, if you want to open AI large language model, if we want to communicate with that pre-trained models, that's they are provided some large language models you can use. That large language model is somewhere is that's a large language there. So you have to communicate with that large language model because you don't have right now is a large language model. So Grok is provide API key. Okay, then I will provide Grok link and you have to go that one and create your own API key. Okay. I can't send a message via this everyone. Okay. Okay, can you go to this site and create your own API key first? If you have any questions, if you have any issues, can you tell me? I believe you guys do with me. Okay, then I will waiting. If you're done with that, please let me know. you have to go to developers one. Then that's a developers part is have one options like free API key. Go to that one and create login with your Google, and then after you can create your own API key. Okay, any reactions or any issues are you facing? So you created one and can you raise your hand, then I will get an idea about about the audience, how many are. It's not big. Okay, those who are completed with that one, go to your VS Code and create a Python file. Sorry. After finish with that one, you guys can create the one Visual Studio folder and then file Python files then also. Then after you have create a virtual environment. If you want, you can create a virtual environment because we are some other I believe some other know about that's why we are using the virtual environment, because virtual environment we have to maintain our libraries and all the things. So that's why we are creating the some dependencies will happen. So that's why we are creating the virtual environment. So that's why you have to create a virtual environment. If you have not created the virtual environment, can you please create a virtual environment first? If you are Windows user, then let me know. I will give a code for the create a virtual environment. Okay. So terminal. Create the virtual environment. Then I have to activate my virtual environment. Okay, it's activated. Then after I will give libraries to install. It's there the Llama indexes, and Llama index has communicated with the Grok. Grok provide the API key, so that's why we have to install those libraries here. And also, it's the last one is a Streamlit. Streamlit, I will use this for I created some small application to that's one interface to communicate with your model and how to chat with that AI. So that's why I use the Streamlit. That's the Streamlit. If you want to know about the more about the Streamlit, because I don't need to teach about the Streamlit here. So I will share some links to study if some others know aware about that. Okay, then after, now I am going to create one your own chat application without using RAG. Then you can get an idea what are the things we are facing as limitations. Okay. Then I want to give a need for what there's a RAG. RAG needed. Why we use the RAG? Then after you have to import these three. Okay, now you have a rock API key. So then create one variables with that, and I really don't take much time to type those things. Okay, can you type it quickly and paste it to API keys here? And then after here we have to okay, then I have to tell me another things. So once you create your API key, then after you have to choose one pre-trained models. I think it's there's API key, and I will create that one dashboard. Okay, traits. Okay, here you can see different kind of pre-trained models you can use with API key, Grok API key. Then here you can see that 70 billion and 8 billion kind of things they have mentioned with that pre-trained model. Actually, it here I recommended to you use this small pre-trained model because that's if you take a large parameters, there's a billion parameters with that model, then it will take some time to run those things. So that's why I recommended to you to use this model. You can use this also. I recommended to now this demo. You can use this model. This is the pre-trained models. Okay. You can see, right? Okay. Oh. Okay. Any questions up to now? Can you ask any question if you have? I will go quickly. If you want, if you anyone miss some parts, I believe you have got your recordings and then follow those steps. I will give code, then easy to do use enforcement. Okay, then after we have to give that your chosen large language model and our API key. Okay. What is, let's say, installation is stop me? What's it's still going on? Go on. Mm, Uh, this is only things you have to communicate with the large language model. Then after I will give the streamlit part. Streamlit part means that's a web application how to communicate. That's your own application how to host. So that's web part is doing the streamlit. So this code I will give. This one is all about the streamlit part. Okay. Okay, then after you have to run your code. Okay, this is a Streamlit application. This is inside of that Streamlit application, our Grok one sensor, our large language model is working. Okay, then I will show how to work that one. So you have to run. Yeah. This is the one Streamlit run. Then you have to give your uh, file name. What is that's this code you are using? That's my one is a LLM chat. Okay, then I have to give that one as a name here. Okay, LLM chat. Okay, then you have to run that. Okay. See, you can see my application is here. Now you can ask any questions. Here I will give the ask LLM Grok, no rank, just LLM. That's I will give that as a title. Its title is also here. Uh, okay. Then you can ask any question here. Okay. Actually, in here, I want to ask that these models are trained in the with the past data. So currently, you can ask a question like recently that the IPL matches is or that's all the matches are over now. Now you can ask the question as a question like who is the won the IPL in 2025. Then check with that is answering or not. This model. Okay, I will show that. Who is the winner of the IPL cricket match in 2025? Then I will ask this person. I am afraid I am a large language model. I don't have the ability to predict the future or know the outcome of the event that have not yet occurred. Because this model, you can now you have get idea that a model is trained in before continuing with that. That's before that IPL matches end. Okay. Now here you can ask anything other than that. So I will ask one question like how to make a pizza. how to make a pizza. Yeah, that you can get uh, all the recipes there. Making pizza, that's the ingredients, that's the steps, and second step how to bake and all the things how to add the toppings, those all the things you can get. But that's a limitation is that model can't give that's the answers for our recent situations. This is recent things. Okay, then we will move to again in our slides. Okay, now we have corrections. Okay, we have large language model. It's how to get some answers and how to chat with that one. All the things that's trained with that large language model. But we have limitations. Up to date data we can't get in that large language model. For that, we are using the RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Okay, then what's happening with that RAG application? Okay, then user asks the questions. Actually, now we have done like not using this part. Okay, only ask the question like ChatGPT and get a responses. We can't get that respond. No, so ChatGPT is a large language model. Think about that. Then after we are introduce the RAG retrieval augmented generation part. Okay, that's things. It's what it has to do is uh, this is the questions. Then after we can give some retrievals query like a book or documents or anything that's your personal documents you can give here. Then after that's our prompt is going to access the model, and then after model retrieve the data from that our personal documents. Okay, this is the things that's a simple things happening in the RAG. Okay, it's a behind that it's a lot of mathematical parts there, but actually this is not much very complex things to understand. Very simple things. That's we have large language model. Why we need to a large language model? Because it's a pre-trained ones. How to answer the questions and get some prompt from users and then answer the question. Those kind of things do in the large language model, but it has one limitation. What is that? It is the that's up to date data is not there. So that's why we are using the large language model and then give some our personal documents or go up to date data or any kind of database access if you want to do give those kind of things. You have to give this one and then you can get the up to date answers also. Okay, any questions you have? No? Up to now? It's all okay? Okay, then move to next slide. That's that's a RAG process. We have uh, three main elements we have to discuss. First one is the embedding model. What is the embedded models? I will explain, and also the retriever. So we have to get the data from some one database. So third one is a generator. It's a large language model. Now we have large language model. Third one is okay. Now we have okay. But what is the first one and second one? Okay. Then I will explain. That's a vector system. Embedding kind of things. We will say that I am Ishani. Then that my sentences has three different words like I and Ishani. That's a three different words. So that word we have to give them IDs because that's a model and the computers can't read that's a letter by letter. So this is the word, this is the letter. It can read, but we have to give as a numerical. So that's why we have to do the embedding part. So that's the main thing is that if you give some your documents, that's your documents have to embed. That's the first thing. So for that, you can see that we have to query like cat, and this a cat's object has some different kind of cats and robots and the dogs. So your query is the cat, so that's why we have to retrieval that's cats. Okay, so that's cats give like a some ID, some values. So that's the things, that's a vectors. It's a vector store. How to store as a word, like let's say we have to retrieve a thing. We are trying to get a retriever. Rag one is a retrieve generation. No? So we have to retrieve. So that's too easy to retrieve those data. So we have to store as a vectors. So this is the I will don't need to explain more about just the mathematical parts, but here you can get the idea about this slide. What is the vector store? Okay, here you can see that's a rug process. First, you have to give that's a we are try to give data like a CSV or documents, any kind of things you can give. Then after loading and splitting those things, splitting means word and sentences kind of things there. That's a rag application going to split it. Then after we have to do the embedding part. Embedding part means, as I said, this is going to chunks. That's a word, get an ID. That's a I am Ishani. That's I also get ID. Am is get into ID, and Ishani also get in the ID. So this is the embedding part is what it's the doing. So then after those embedding ones, we have to store one vector store. Okay, then once you are going to do a rack applications, and now that's a, we will do it our next demo. It's also automatically they create one store, kind of this database, okay, vector database. Okay, then after this is our retrieval part. We have large language model. Already we have get a large language model with that API. Now how we can communicate with that large language model. So now we have to set up our RAG application here. So then after user can ask any queries from large language models. That's a large language model access the RAG and then get a recent answers for that. Then after retrieve those things and then give to that's a prompt for the generated response to user again. Okay. Then we have to do our another demo. Okay, now we are going to implement our RAG application. Um, okay. Then can you create another Python file to create the RAG application? This one is without RAG. Now we are going to do our chatbot with RAG application. Okay. Um, I need a start. But bye. Okay, same things. You have to install these things. Okay, I will give a code. So have don't much time now. Okay, I will explain a high level explanation I will give. Okay, wait. Please follow these steps. Okay, then you can see the system is also there. That's a block also there. But now we have a simple directory reader. Now you have to give a data. Yes or no? Hi everyone, are you there? If you're there, can you raise your hand again? Okay, you are live. Okay, then this is the first one. So from large that's a llama index, we have to give this library like simple directory reader. That's why we are need that one, because now we are creating a RAG application. That's RAG application. We have to give our personal data. So if you give us some personal data, that one library we want to give that our directory, that's a folder, then it's we have created now. Then after we have to give those data. So have to access those data. We are using this library. That's a vector storage. That's documents or that's a CSV file or documents or any files there. Those kind of things, as I said, we have to divide into some parts, like we have to give some IDs, then we have to store those information as a vector store. Okay. Then sentence splitter, that's the sentences we have to split. So we have to import that library also. Here, Hugging Face embedding. Before that, in here, I say that we have to embed parts also there. So for that we have to give some IDs. So that's the embedding part. We are using Hugging Face embedding. That is a pre-trained embedding model. Okay. This is also model, right? This is the settings one. This we have to set up some things. Okay. No question up to now. Then I will give another part also. Then we have to retrieve the data. Okay, so that's why I will give this one. So we have to retrieve the data from using the large language model. Okay, then you have to give this part. So to retrieve the part. Okay, sorry, you have to give that T part here. I have missed. Okay, it's a function. Okay, then we have to use those things like okay, here we have set up our large language model in this part. Okay, then after we have to give our prompt and also it's there we have to give our data, like we have to give a document. So that's why in here this file you can create one file as data. Okay, because if you are trying to give some another name like data or documents or any kind of things, if you created one here, you have to give it here. Okay, any name. I think you have to create this one in your folder. New folder like okay. You have to create a subfolder. You can use this one and create a folder like data. Now, the question is first one. They didn't give an answer for the who is the winner of the IPL match. So I will give one document. So I will add some information regarding the oh my computer. I can't access my computer here. Melia is here. So I will share one document it here. Can you share with those students? IP 25 PDF.
Yes, Ishan, we could share.
Okay, I will send it to Nelia. So, Nelia, can you give it this one? I can't access my local computer.
I forwarded it to the delegates, ma'am.
Okay, then that file you have to add it into this data folder. Okay. You can read that one. That's information regarding the IPA. Then after building our application, that's the same large language model we are using. Then we are give some document here. So then after you can ask the question regarding the IPA. We'll see that answers will give or not. Okay, you can see here my PDF file is there. All right. Now our this is the how to settings. That's how to communicate with that large language model and those kind of things here. This is how access our directory. So that's why I give this code line, and this is the how access the large language model. Then after we have to embedding our documents. So that's why we have to use the embedding model. That's a Hugging Face embedding model I am using. So now you also use it. This is the number of output. This is the parameters you can change. Okay, and also here there's a chunk size and chunk overlap. Chunk overlap means if you're giving some there's a document, that documents divided into some chunks. So this is the chunk size overlap means that's how that chunks are overlapped with that our data. So those kind of parameters is here. You can change those things and then test with your application, that's your chat application, how accurately responds those things. Okay. I'm not going to do all the things it's here because our time is also past. So that's why this is the parameters you can use and try it with the base model or that's a base chat AI application, and it's not a best one, so you can test. Then this is the index. That's the documents files also, and the embedded models also. We have to get one part. So this is the how to query engines and how to respond those things. These are the things here. This is a high level explanation. If you want to more explanation, actually give it to the chat GPT and ask any questions why we are using. So chat GPT give the answers for all the things. Okay, if you have any questions now, you can ask from me. So I will give the answers for that. Now I give the high level explanations. Okay, now our large language model and the RAG applications is done. So now how we can do that? We have to UI parts as an interface. So that's why we have to give the Swimlink application to get user-friendly manner. So please use this another minimum code. This is how Stream applications working. So you have to give this code line. Okay. Okay, now our code is completed. Now you have to down your previous one. So if you want to do it in another terminal, you can use. I will down my previous one using the Control C. Then stopping that one. Then after I will give my latest application, chat application. What is the Slack chat? Okay. Oh. Okay, you have to install the large language index, the Hugging Face part also. I have missed that one, sorry. Can you install those things? You know that code. Okay, please install this one. Sorry about that, I have missed. Okay, in my connection was. Okay, my chat assistant here. So I asked the question regarding who is the winner of the IPA cricket match because I applied my documents as a latest information. Okay. Now it's retrieving for my document. Okay, answer is correct or not? Without using the reg, we can't get the answer. It's with the recent information. Now we apply the data to that's a large language model, which is support like a reg. Then after we give the documents, okay, now we can get. So if you want to ask any that's you have tried some you had some course modules also there, then you can create your own chatbot and give it your questions is here, and then you can get your answers with using that your own chat AI chat application. Okay, chat assistant. Okay, now only I give this a small part. Now you can try give some document if you have any course module documents. Now upload it here and then ask any questions. That's your chat applications give answers for everyone. Every questions. It's here. If you not accurately got your answers, you can change your parameters. This is the very simple things today I am going to did with you. Any questions you have now? You can ask. That's all about my session. I will explain about without RAG application, RAG 1, and with RAG. How to create your own chat application, chat assistant. Any doubts? You are confusing in some parts. Now you can ask. This is the getting started. That's a very beginner level 1. So now you can improve and use the RAG, and then another session is the fine tuning one. If you want to give more accurate model, there's a more accurately answers chat assistant. You can combine it with the fine tuning part and also RAG. This is the best part you can get. Okay, any questions? Okay, raise your hand. You got anything from me or no? You got anything? Raise your hand. Anything you have learned from me today? Okay, I'm very happy. If anyone missed some parts, you can get your recording and try it with that recording. Then after if you have any questions, you can ask your organizer members. Then organizer members give me the questions and I will answer those. Okay, if you have now, you want to ask now, you can ask.
Excuse me, ma'am. So we have shared the Slido link. So the questions they wanted to ask, they have posted there. So shall we move on to that session now?
Okay.
All right. So we are now opening up the floor for questions. So please continue submitting your questions through Slido to help us keep everything organized. So let's dive into that discussion.
Do I need to follow that one?
No. We have shared the screen right now. You can answer those questions. So the first question of the day is: most of the time, fine tuning measures up the LLM's existing knowledge. So how can we avoid or fix that?
Yeah, fine tuning one is a very another level part you have to learn. So that's why we are doing that's part 1 and part 2. If you excited to next session, no, you need to ask now. You have to be with
all
that.
right. All right, then,
Okay.
ma'am. We'll move on to the next question then. So what is the difference between fine tuning and model training?
Yeah, model training means model. You have to create the very first. That's a begin. That's a initial ones. You have to build your model. Then that's a fine tuning means you have already that's a large language model. Okay. Then after that's a large language model will have some parameters. Okay, that's parameters you have to fine tune with the give some new data. Okay, that's the difference between. If you're going to do that large language model, you have to you have some more computational power. But fine tuning part, you have the large language model. If you're going with the more fine tuning part, you have to get that's a computational power also. But now you can do that's a fine tuning also with the local computers. So that's the next session. We'll do those things. So actually, that's a difference between that's a fine tuning and the model training. That's a model training is it's a new part for that. So you are newly built a model. Okay, that's fine tuning means you have already large language model, so you have to fine tune it. It's how to fine and tuning those things. That's your guitar also you have to tune. So increase that's enhance your that's a voice, that's a music part. Actually, I don't know about more about that one. So then you are not going to make a guitar in her system. It's actually new one. So after you already have the guitar, now you have got to fine tune. That's the difference between large language model and the fine tuning. Okay, I hope I believe you got my answer. If you want more things, I think most of them are excited with the fine tuning.
All right, ma'am. So let's move on to the next question. Is Torch installation compulsory to build the RAG ChatGPT.py?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So is Torch installation compulsory to build the RAG chat.py?
Oh, can you send it that to chat? I didn't get that.
All right, ma'am.
Okay.
We'll move on to the next question. That question we will post you in the chat. So the next question is, why does it taking so long to answer when there is only one single document?
Yeah, because you have to, this is your local computers you are using, so your GPUs and all the things are working on that. And also, this is small document, but you are trying to answer those questions with using that large language, that's a LLM model. So that's LLM model. I previously said that if you're going to do that, say 90 billion parameters, it will take comparing with much time regarding this, comparing with this model. So actually, this is the 8 million, 9 million, 9 billion parameters. So that's why it will take some time to answering the questions. Okay, if you try to compare with all the large language models, there's a Grok provided one because we have only Grok API key. So if you find out the small one, comparing it as a large language with others, then that's a small model. So you can get answers very quickly.
All right, ma'am. So the next question is, what is better, RAG or MCP? What are the advantage of each other?
Yeah, MCP one. So nowadays we are using that MCP. Actually, that's another part is agent calling one. So that's why we are using the MCP part. So if you want to more the questions and searching about, not only MCP, you combining those. It's as a RAG and MCP. Both you have to use for that get a better answers. You know about the search agents we are using for the tool calling part. It's a separate part. It's also behind the using the RAG. Actually, RAG is going to do that because that's all the tools need to have to call this up-to-date one. So we have to use the RAG. This another parts. So it's a level up things you have to consider.
All right, ma'am. So the next question is, are newer models inherently have RAG capabilities? So I recently asked AI to write out a poem by giving the title, and it gave the poem same I get from the Google.
So what's the question?
So the question is, this person has recently asked the AI to write out a poem by giving the title, but it also gave the similar poem which he got from the Google. So his question is, are the newer models inherently have RAG capabilities?
Okay, that's actually that's you are trying to that's I think ChatGPT or something. So this is recently I am asking that question. That's a Google search part is there now. So actually, if you ask any questions regarding that, then easily they got the answer from the Google and then answering you. So now you can okay.
So it's actually me who asked the question. So the thing is this. So I recently had an assignment with regard to literature activity. And in that, I asked about a poem. So that is an old poem. Okay.
Okay.
So when we train an AI model, the system will have all the text that is in the poem as it is in the model stored, right? But
yeah, that's a model. If you try to answer the questions with that model, then give the that's a old one of this. Actually, it's a.
Yes, the thing is
definitely give it.
I'm pretty sure that it has the context of the poem, But does these things store the poem as it is? Because when I ask about the poem, it could write the poem even without me providing the poem.
Okay. I'm also curious about that. What happens there?
And I'm having another question. The next question is, when we are using AI models, do they learn stuff real time?
Which language model?
Large language models.
No, not. That's a not. This is not training with real times. Actually, they can't provide the real time data, so that's why they improve their models with the Google search part. Okay, now you can ask. That's a. I believe that once you that's a IPL matches is won that RCB, then that's some other people are ask questions from the ChatGPT. That ChatGPTs don't have any trained data, but it's give the search in the Google and give the answers. After that, while they are have to fine tuning or they have to give some more information. So then they are trained model again. So then after, no need to Google search and then give the answers with that large language model. But now if you ask the questions regarding that one, so actually it's definitely give that a search in the Google. So because that's a Google searching parts also combining with that every models nowadays. That is the another level. Before going that, previously it's not there. Now it has.
Now it has a connection with like able to Google search on its own. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's why, because we have experienced things like this happening. So let's say there's a question that has been
I
given
think
to
you
100
asked the
students.
questions. That's a link also provided that because we have to confusing with that answer is accurate one or not. So that's why because this is not trained one, no. So that's why it's a Google search and give the answer. So that's why it's provided the links also now. That's the sources.
All
Think
right.
about now I am asking a question regarding what is the most moons have in the planet. So I will say some one answers like a Jupiter or something. But where is my source? I don't have source. So that's why actually if I have one sources like NASA documents also, then I can give answer very confidently. But if I don't have, I don't give the confidently. That's why also ChatGPT nowadays give answers and with the sources.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I hope that clarified his doubt. And moving on to the next question, can we get the requirements.txt file for the application? Because I'm facing an error because of the torch versions.
Okay, that's a requirement file he or she used, or not?
Yes.
Okay,
He's asking whether he can. Yeah, man. Go on. He's asking whether he can get the requirement. Yeah, I'll finish the question again. Can we get the requirement text file for the application? Because I'm facing an error because of the torch versions.
Requirement file means you are using it's a requirement file because we are using the subversioning controlling for that file. That's the reason we are using the requirement file. I believe that's the questions are see. So if you give the all the important libraries requirement.file, so you have to set up. It's not a manually. It's you have one code set up those libraries in there. So once it's installed, set up with that requirement file, then once you install the pip install requirement.txt, then all the libraries must install. I don't know what happening there. I think something, your virtual environment is not working or not, because you have to install all the libraries to virtual environment once you create it. So that's why I said that you have to create the virtual environment. If you don't know, please ask from me. That's
All right,
If
ma'am.
still
So
you
the
have
next
any
question.
doubts, okay.
Okay, there's a lot of questions in the row, so I'll move on to the next one. So can RAG be integrated into low power or edge devices, or is it strictly cloud based?
Right one, this is local one because now we are using our local application. That's API is communicate with that cloud large language. That's a model. So, but RAG one is set up for the local.
All right, ma'am. So the next question is, what are some real world application where RAG outperforms traditional NLP techniques?
Traditional ones. It's also they are in the large language. It's the language model, but that's language models. That's a limitation is that's think about you are try to translate one English paragraph to German or Spanish or this kind of things. So actually, that's a grammatically order is very different. So that's why that's I am going මම ගියා සිංහලෙන් අපි කන්වර්ට් කරනවා වගේ ඒක easily convert කරන්න බෑ. ඒක continuously යනවා. Traditional models means traditional models වල we have some like continuous. That's a RNN models. It's a deep level one. That's RNN one is a one word, just a translate one word at a time. So, but it's here, if we are using this large language model and RAG application, it's continuously generated another word with the probabilities. That's also probability, but that's a RNN give the one word at a time. So that's the traditional models and the large language models is a different between. That's how accurate and how perform well and very accuracy. That's not accuracy. That's how to answer the quickly. So those kind of things happen for that. That's I believe you got your answer.
So, all right, ma'am. So the next question is, how can we evaluate the pipeline performance?
Evaluate pipeline performance. Actually, you have to install those things, and you have some system prompt and all the things was there. So if you have to, it's a prompt engineering is another part for that. So combining with the RAG and prompt engineering is separate part. So that's a prompt engineering also. We have some system prompt also there. That's a pipeline going with that one. So if you hosting one your application, you have to consider those things because that's similar applications can't got all the things. So that's why we have to go the subscription spans also. That's why we have to give system prompt and your prompt. And although that's a pipeline means you have to consider all the things, then only you have to get the very very quickly answering things and accurate answers you can get with that one.
All right, ma'am. So the next question is, what about the hallucinations that occur when using this? Is there a way to avoid that?
Hallucination is actually if you give accurate data, think about that's a database tool. It's a database. Actually, you have 200 and 500 something tables. But if you give all the tables to your large language model, actually that's a large language. This is will confused. So that's why we have to you to give some create some views or something. You have to narrow it down to LLM. Don't confuse the LLM. And also combining with that, you have to give the all the necessary details, not give the unnecessary one. You have to avoid the unnecessary one, and you have to give the necessary data. Then after you have to give the system prompt very clearly. Because think about your database as the past data, but your application have to don't show the past data. You have to clearly explain those things your system prompt. Then after you can get answers and hallucinations because there's a answer in some other people ask the some past data. If you don't give the clearly in that system from that one, so you definitely that one will give the hallucination one because LLM finds some any not unnecessary things. So that's why you have to clearly handle the system prompt. That's the one thing. Some other things also have to do that to accurate those things. That's why how to avoid the hallucination. Okay, still have some more questions.
Yeah, we have one more question, probably the last question for the day. So the
Okay.
question is, where can we get these codes from?
Codes.
Yes.
Today one. So actually, if you want, I will upload it all the things in the Git. If you want to do that one, you can follow the documentation of the blog. Then you can get codes, and that's a Streamlit part is actually it's doing from our end. It's not doing everyone. So that's why if you want, actually I will upload all the things my Git. So then yeah, there's a notebook all the things. So you are it's a plan also how to step by step to all the things. I will upload it in my Git and share with you guys.
All right, ma'am. That's the end of our. Okay, all right, ma'am. That's the end of our Q&A section. So thank you, ma'am, for clarifying all those doubts. Would it be possible for you to share your contact details with our delegates so they can reach out to you directly if they have any further questions?
Yeah, sure. And yeah, I think you already have my number and also email. You can share it.
All right, ma'am. We'll share that in the delegates group if so. And so before we close, let's take a quick group photo to capture this moment. If you're comfortable, please turn on your cameras and join us after for your future AI self. So thank you. After the group photo session, we also have a short quiz session. So please be there. All right, everyone. We are taking the picture right now. All right. Thank you for that. And thank Miss Ishani, is it possible for you to share your GitHub account with us?
Yeah, I will share once I uploaded those things. Still, I didn't upload. So I will share with you.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Ishani, for that engaging and insightful session from understanding the mechanics of RAG, so its real world application, and your expertise has given our participants an exciting new tool to work with. As a small token of our appreciation, we are pleased to present you with a digital certificate of appreciation for your valuable contribution to the Sri Lanka AI Challenge 2025. Thank you once again for sharing your knowledge with us.
Okay, thanks all to participate today. Okay.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. All right, it's quiz time. This will be a short Mentimeter and it's worth 10 points towards your selection round and final round. The link is up on screen. Jump in, test your knowledge, and show us what you have learned. But before you get into it, please make sure to rename yourself using the correct format when you're joining the quiz, as shown in the chat. This helps us to track your participation properly and makes the scoring easier. Now here's the exciting part. The top scorer of today's quiz will receive a special SLAIC delegate pack. So bring your A game, test your knowledge, and let's see who takes the win. I hope everyone are ready. Now we are about to start the quiz. What does RAG stands for? The first answer is real-time answer generation. Second one is retrieval augmented generation. The third one is random AI generation. The fourth one is read after generate. Right, the right answer is retrieval augmented generation. So moving on to the next question. What is the first component in the RAG pipeline? The first one is generator, second optimizer, third decoder, fourth embedded model. And the right answer is embedding model. So our third question is, how does RAG address LLM hallucination? Answer A, by prompt tuning, B, by more layers, C, by external knowledge, and D, by output filtering. And the right answer is by external knowledge. See most of them. The fourth question is, the fifth question is, RAG helps models to be more. Answer A, accurate. Answer B, create. Answer C, expensive. Answer D, random. Alright, the correct answer is accurate. Moving on to the sixth question. Where are document vectors stored in RAG? The first answer is vector store, second file system, third memory, and fourth cache. And the right answer is vector store. Moving on to the seventh question. Which metric evaluates retrieval quality? First lamp, second fold, third blue, and fourth recall at K. And the right answer is recall at K. The eighth question is, which steps come after query embedding? First one, decode. Second one, generate. third one retrieve, and fourth one bulk. And the right answer is retrieve. Moving on to the next question, the ninth one. What's added to the prompt in RAG? First one, retrieved text. Second one, code snippet. Third one, JSON. Fourth one, API key. And the right answer is retrieve text. Moving on to our last question of this session, the 10th one. Why are embedding used in RAG retrievers? Answer A, speed boost. Answer B, semantic match. Answer C, compression. Answer D, encryption. And here we have a quiz leaderboard. The first place is SLAIC Sintujan, Group 13. Congratulations for him. Now we have to now if you haven't registered for the challenge yet, you have to sign up now and don't miss your chance to be part of Sri Lanka's biggest AI showdown of the year. Now that's a wrap up for workshop 2, part 1, implementing retrieval augmented generation. Thank you all for turning to this evening. You have been an amazing audience. We can't wait to see what you're building with the power of AI. Until next time, stay curious and keep building and unleash your inner AI beast.